Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Dean here for Superpower Review, coming back at you with another live stream. It's Saturday, so that means it's What's That Comic Book. If you guys are watching this on the rewind, What's That Comic Book is when I hang out with good people from the YouTube comic family, IG comic family. We hang out for an hour and we just randomly pull comic books from our collections and we try to give as much information about that comic book as possible. It's super laid back. We're just here to have fun and hang out. I have to say, I've been getting a lot of great positive feedback from this live stream. People saying that they're seeing comic books that they've never seen before, actually picking up these comic books because they seem so cool. And you just never know what you're going to see on the live stream. So I think that's been really a whole lot of fun. So I want to welcome my panel here. First off, we have Jason from Slotitup 503. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Can't complain. And we also have Matt from Mr. Comics 89. How's it going?
I'm good, people. Who knew?
we have a massive Spider-Man and Superman collector here on the panel tonight, and then we also have Paul Cooke on the panel tonight. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
I'm not good people either.
You're good people. Everybody's good people here. If you're on the channel, you're good people.
Great.
Yes, we made it.
So guys, thank you so much for taking time of your day to come and hang out, be on the channel for What's That Comic Book. I really appreciate you guys not only being on the channel, but also supporting the channel as well. I know you guys have been huge supporters of Superpower Review for quite a while, and I thank you for that.
Yes, and thank you for having me on your channel.
Yeah.
You've been on mine a few times for my shows.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
you were just on mine. For
yes.
Rig, so.
For Rig. That was fun, man. I have to tell you, though, all right, that was the most anxious I have ever been on somebody's channel. It was nerve-wracking, man. Like, you would ask a question, and I would be like, I think I know this, right? Do I know this? I should know this.
Well, this is my first time, so be gentle.
Okay.
But I hear that you never forget your first. So
It's always memorable.
Yeah.
So if anybody who is watching this on the rewind, please don't forget to smash that like button if you like today's content. Comment some feedback in the comment section down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you want to see future What's That Comic Book live streams, and go show that support. If you guys go in this video's description down below, you can subscribe to these guys' channels. But Paul, you don't have a channel, right? You just have IG.
yeah, I have a channel, but it hasn't done anything yet.
Oh, okay.
It's
All
kind
right.
of dormant right now.
I was trying to look to see if you had a channel, and I was trying to put it in the link, but I did put your IG link, I believe, in the description.
Thanks.
So all right, gentlemen, let's get going. Jason, you want to start us off?
Sure.
Let's go.
When I was looking through my books, funny enough, the two of the guys that are actually here in the chat, Gary B and Taylor Winder, I'm going to cheat and use two because they're both comics that were commissioned and done for me in particular. So first one will be this one right here.
Nice.
I'm a huge Batman fan, and this is just, yeah, right. This is just one of those books that Taylor Winder actually did for me, and this is one of the books that's just one of my favorite in my collection, and close second to this one, honestly, just because I'm a huge Batman fan more than this guy on the cover. This guy's kind of sketchy.
Huh.
Right here.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's a nice book.
Yeah, Ken Wheaton, Gary B's buddy, actually commissioned this one. I love them both equally, honestly. They're both great books, and these are two of my dearest books in my collection right here.
Cool. I mean, that's just like the split image from your logo. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, having, like I've had work done from you, and speaking of, if you haven't sold those Scorpion Sub-Zero pictures, I'm in. So,
all right, I got them right here. What, the cards?
Yeah, I seen those on your IG the other day, and I totally spaced it. So I'm a big art fan. Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
So when I see people do books, you'll see some other cover art from books that I have today. I'm just a big fan. When I see artists that I like to support them. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Right away, I noticed one of my pieces on your wall right away.
Yep, right behind me. That's actually a tribute to this tattoo right here. I seen that. I was like, I have to have that. So
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Because I'm huge into Japanese culture, especially being a martial artist and whatnot. And so like I have Japanese tattoos all over me. And so like I was when I was getting back into drawing, I was like, I haven't tried a Hanya mask since I got back in. So let's just bang one out. Let's just see where that goes. And that's what we came up with that night.
yeah, you killed it, dude.
I'll make you big. Boom, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. I can't point. I'm suck at YouTube, so it's over that way. It's in that direction, fella.
We can see it. We can see it.
Very
Nice.
cool. All right, going on to Matt. Matt, your turn.
Well, you know what they say, go big or go home, right? And since most of my graded big bangers are on the wall that I just don't want to get down because I can already display them without moving them, figured I'd show this one off just a little bit.
Whoa! My goodness.
Big or go home.
The fire over here, jeez.
It's I bought it on eBay from or directly from a guy through Instagram, since he has an eBay account as well. So I pay about $500 less than I would because we could avoid the fees. It was coverless, but I bought a facsimile cover. So I will plan on having it regraded at some point so it can be displayed like this. But yeah, ASM number 1. It is missing one page, but it doesn't affect the story. So I got basically an almost complete book. So
nice.
I don't care.
Wow.
That thing is still sexy.
Yeah,
right?
like I said.
I'm drooling over here. Holy
yes,
cow.
round 1. I hit my best round first, and everything else just is downhill from here.
It's round 1, DJ Links. DJ, man, how you doing, dude? I haven't heard anything from you in a little bit. I hope you're doing well, man. We have just to go through real quick. Gary B's in the house. Thank you so much for supporting, man. We got Taylor Winder in the house. Awesome dude. Taylor, I didn't realize you actually had a channel. I just subscribed the other day. We have Richard Anderson in the house. What's up, man? Of course, my buddy DJ Links. What's up, man? Man, holy cow, dude. That was one way of definitely starting the first round, man. Jeez, not holding any punches. He's just like bang, bang. If this was a competition, he would be in the lead already. Jeez.
Yeah. You kids can try and keep up. I am just up here.
What's next? Action Comics number 1?
Yeah, right.
Well, I was gonna say that one for the 3rd round, but if you insist.
All right, Paul, your turn.
All
man.
right. Yeah, thanks for doing that. I appreciate doing that just before me.
No
but
pressure,
I'm gonna do my best to keep up. Okay. First of all, the thing you gotta know about me is I'm basically a DC guy. I grew up DC, and I have close to 30,000 comics in my collection.
Nice.
This is the best one I have in my collection right now. So this is.
Oh wow.
This is showcase number 22, which is the first appearance of Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. So he was the second hero of the Silver Age. The first hero was the Flash in showcase number 4. And then
nice.
Green Lantern was the second one. So this is the prize of my collection. It's not an Amazing Spider-Man number 1, but I'll take it.
I'll take it too. I mean, it presents really well.
Yeah,
and I like the grade. 3 is my lucky number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, like they say, low grade is better than no grade, right?
Exactly.
I've been recently looking at. Sorry for my dogs. I've been recently looking at a 3.0 for a giant size X-Men, but I haven't been lucky yet. So, but man.
See, my first ASM books would be 0.5, 0.5, 1.0, 0.5, 3.0. So I get the low grades because I can afford them.
Yeah, right? Just start somewhere.
That's right. And you can always upgrade later. Hey, get down. These dogs are driving me nuts over here. So probably a neighbor's walking down the street and they're trying to guard the house, man. Jeez. All right. So my turn already. What would you guys like to see? Would you like to see something Marvel, DC, a slab?
Marvel all the way for me. So
all right, Marvel. Let's see what we have in the Marvel box today. Well, speaking of X-Men, here we have an Uncanny X-Men number 212. This is a fantastic read. And so, with everything that's been going on with the market lately, right? Anything that's mutant related is just absolutely hot right now. This is not even a key book by any means, but I think this book is going for around $20 to $30. So you can find this on pretty much on the wall of comics if you go into your comic shop, maybe possibly. But I think it's kind of crazy with everything that's been happening with mutant books or X-Men books. But this is an Uncanny X-Men number 212. This is a fantastic Wolverine cover. I really love it. But main purpose why I bought this book is, number one, he fights Sabretooth, and that's all I need for a comic book. Wolverine versus Sabretooth, I'm all in. You got blood in the background. Wolvie's looking all torn up, ready to go Berserker Barrage on Sabretooth, so you can't go wrong with that. And there's a part 2 to this. While I have this one, might as well get part 2, right? If I can find it real quick. Why the hell not? But part 2 is pretty iconic too. So part 2 is round 2. Bam. Sorry guys, I'm kind of jumping the gun, but if he's shown in part 1, might as well show part 2. So like I said, if Wolvie's going to go into battle with Sabretooth, again, I'm all in. I'm all about action in my comic books. I mean, obviously I like a story too, but I mean, with Wolverine on how ferocious and fierce he is, man, if he's popping claws and sinking claws in people, I'm all about that. So
yeah. Especially going against Sabretooth. That's a classic battle.
That's the classics. I know like Sabretooth originally started off with Iron Fist, and I don't think like that whole pair really worked out. I know Marvel back in the day would, try to introduce new characters and other titles to see how they would be taken, but I mean, it's Wolverine and Sabretooth. That's water and oil for me.
He was made for that. Two beasts going at each other.
Yeah, yep. Exactly. So, all right, Jason, your turn again.
All right. So after he showed his DC goodness, I had to at least. I've got a lot of DC goodness, but I want to show this one. It's older. It's one of my favorite books. Actually, I actually got it for my birthday recently.
It's nice. It's a hot book too.
Yeah, this is the first appearance of Poison Ivy here.
Wow. So I don't have that book yet.
181. And like this is a complete opposite of brutal and crazy like Wolverine, right? This is I'm gonna get Batman and Robin to fight over me and kill each other for me.
Just like the movie, right?
Exactly.
It was so bad in the movie.
It was pretty bad, but now that I look back at that movie, it was supposed to be like the cheesy Batman days like this, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be campy.
Yeah, it was supposed to not like the Dark Knight. So
that's what they're going for all those movies.
I give it more credit now than I did before. That's what I'm saying. I didn't give it very much credit, but now that I think about what it's supposed to be, it gets a lot more credit. Even with the bat nipples and the bat credit card.
She was a lot better than Arnold was. That's for sure.
It was cold in that cave. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You try living in a cave. See what happens to your nipples.
Does that copy have the poster centerfold in it too?
It does not.
Oh, okay, all right. It's really common for that book not to have it though.
Yeah.
Because like I will admit, if I was around that time and I collected that book, I probably would have taken that poster out as well and posted it on my wall.
Absolutely.
Well, good man. I don't have that book yet. That's something that's a little bit on my radar, and if I find it like raw, cheap on the cheaper side, I would definitely snag it. But haven't committed to maybe even like thinking about a Saab's copy. You know what I mean? Cool. Very, very cool. All right, man. So Matt, what do you got now? he's
right,
ready.
It's all downhill from here. So I'm gonna pick a slab. I picked a bunch of slabs earlier at random here. Let's see this one. Well, maybe not that far downhill. Fantastic Four.
Whoa!
Oh
my God, this kid!
I paid $450 for this book. $49 and $50. They're raw. Each one had a problem. This one was cover detached, tape on the cover. The other one was or 49 was cover split completely and basically in 3 pieces, and 50 had writing on it. So, but this is the highest grade there. But yeah, this book alone, even even like I said months ago, was worth more graded than all 3 combined. So definitely never getting rid of this book.
That's flexing right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shirt says it all.
Exactly.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I doubt it. So, my wife bought me this shirt since I'm always very opinionated. But yeah, so I was hoping to get a chance to show this one off, but I picked it at random. So lucky me.
There you go.
But
see, that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a raw book from over there next time. So give me a number between 1 and 12, so I can pick which drawer to come out of. 1 through 12.
Anybody?
6.
8.
6, 8,
2, 7, 6, and 8.
There you go. Compromise.
Drawer number 7 then. All right, I'll pick a book from out there. So.
All right, cool. All right, man.
All right,
your turn again.
I'm trying to keep up with Matt.
Let me just remind everybody, it's not a competition. Oh my God!
Oh, come on, the ever impressive.
This is Brave and the Bold number 28, first appearance of the Justice League. Wow. I actually picked this comic up today. I got this day.
Wow.
There's a great story behind this comic too. Actually, the whole title and the whole Justice League is this comic is actually indirectly responsible for the entire Marvel universe.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why. The the publisher of Marvel and DC used to golf together, and the publisher of DC had put this out, and it was a hit. And so he told the publisher of Marvel that he had a hit with his Justice League. And so the publisher went back to Stan Lee and said, "Hey, DC has this hit with a team book. Give me a team book." And that's how the Fantastic Four came out.
Wow. Pretty nifty, man.
I thought you said you were going to keep up with me.
I'm trying.
No, it's a very nice book.
And it's all complete and everything, Paul?
Yeah, it's a little bit, the edges are a little bit, I'm going to send this out to get graded at CGC, but I think it's probably somewhere between a 2 and a 3, probably, maybe a 3, hopefully.
Yeah, good luck to that, man. Good luck to you. Let's see. We got a couple of people in the chat here. We got DJ Links. Mr. Comics approached the show as if the internet was going to cut out at any moment. Yeah, if he had one last chance to show off his collection, he's doing it right now. We got Legion of Comics. Holy bleep. And we got Richard Anderson. Damn, some big guns coming out early. Yeah, I know, man. Like I don't feel prepared. I'm gonna be like the slowpoke of the show today. I didn't bring any heat today. Legion of Comics. Go ahead.
So your thumbnail will put pressure on us. We go, man, we got to bring some big books.
The banger, right? That was pretty funny, right? Legion of Comics thought Fantastic Four was Stan being fed up with his job and throwing it out there as a last-ditch effort at his wife's advice.
That's actually Spider-Man.
It is actually Spider-Man.
I thought Spider-Man. Yeah, so both stories are
true. His wife said,
Fantastic
just do something that you want to do, and Amazing Fantasy was going to be canceled, right? I think, and
yeah,
his wife said, do something you want to do, and that's how he came up with Spider-Man.
That's right.
Yeah. Fantastic Four was the team, but it was also humanized. Like I said, actually, for people who don't really like each other sometimes, and all this other stuff. So it was not just the perfect team. So,
wow,
all right.
Those facts.
Chat, if you're watching and if there's something that you would like to see a little more of, if there's something that you would like to kind of put us in the right direction, don't be shy. Let us know what you would like to see, and we can try to show that off for you guys. It is my turn again. Would you guys like to see Marvel, DC, a slab, something from the key box?
Yeah, let's see a slab. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to not be so random. I actually have these off to the side. I got these. I got one of the books in today. This is from a CGC private signing. So today I got back a Dark Knights #3 Master Race #1. This is the Jock color version. So this book is pretty rare, actually. I can't, I don't know how many printings there were, but I want to say it's maybe under 1,000. This book was only printed in the UK, and so I'm super pumped that it came back a 9.8, signed by Frank Miller. Love the signature, man. Absolutely love the signature. I have plenty of Frank Miller signatures, but I gotta say, the ones that came today are definitely the cleanest Frank Miller signatures I have in the collection. So super pumped. And another thing that was so fantastic about this book and the other book that I got back, this was my first time submitting a raw books to CGC, because usually when I use CGC, I send it to a private facilitator to get a signature, or I'm getting books pressed and cleaned for a bump, or getting books reholdered. So I was actually pretty nervous to send in raw books. I was actually saying too, that this was the first time I was like handling books with gloves, because this book is like, it's got a really glossy cover and it's really easy to get fingerprints on. And actually, like, looking at the book, man, I'm super shocked that there's not a single fingerprint on this book. So I don't know how CGC did, because I know when they grade books, they don't use gloves. So I don't know what they did not to get any fingerprints on the book. So super pumped about that.
That's the signature is excellent too, right where it is. It's just
yeah,
perfect.
So I have another copy. Might as well show that one too, because it's right here. I have another one here. This one's signed by Jock. And so I wanted to initially send this one out, but after like getting some, hearing some horror stories from CGC with the private signings, books coming back lower grades, I didn't really want to risk it. Because again, the book is rare. Getting it in a 9.8 is kind of a big deal. And if I did send this one, and if it did get a grade bump, a lower grade, I didn't want him to sign like on the actual face. You know what I mean? I think that would have really ruined it for me. So putting it in the window bag and having this section kind of cut off, I think was actually perfect. And like I said, I couldn't be any happier with the signature placement and the grade.
It's a nice color too.
Yeah,
silver's nice.
I think it goes really well together. And I just a quick shout out to my buddy James over at MJ Comics for gifting this raw book to me on Christmas. So really appreciate you, brother. All right. Let's see what we got in the chat here. We got a couple of comments here. We got Warlord in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for showing up.
Hey,
Legion of Comics, you showed the first Justice League of America. What else is there? We don't know, man. That's why it's random. We don't know what we're going to get. Jason, it's your turn again, man. Third round.
All right. Let's see. Let me just go through what I got over here. Let's see. Here we go. This is the first. I'll show this one. This is the first purchase like my wife made on her own.
Ooh. That's right. She does a good job buying books for you.
She does. This was actually a book for her, and I love this book, and I'm glad she bought it just so I can have it as well. Just, in my possession.
Oh, nice.
So we got the Uncanny X-Men 21. This is the negative space Rogue cover right here. Huge fan of Gambit and Rogue. I don't know if you guys can see the figures in the back, but I love Gambit. She loves Rogue, so it's kind of fitting. And I'm pretty sure this one was the there's like,
is it numbered?
3? Yes.
Yeah.
A limit of 3,000.
Oh wow.
So this was like, she was like, I don't want it. I want that book so bad. And I'm like, well, just get it. And
just do it.
She, pretty much. You know what I mean?
You like Nike.
She lets me buy whatever, when I want a big comic, she's like, well, you want it. We work hard. Just get it. So whenever she wanted something, I was just like, you know what? Just buy it. And now this book it's gone up, I think, like $150, almost $200 from what she paid for it. So this was a good purchase, and I don't think this, honestly, will go down because of the limited print. And these negative space covers, like the Star Wars one, like the Luke Skywalker one, and the negative space is really cool.
Yeah, a lot of people really like those books. I know there's an Iron Man one that a lot of people love. There's the Wolverine, with the yellow background. So yeah, it's pretty cool. There's also
other people are trying to copy him now too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's making money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they want to get in on it as well, right? There's a Luke Skywalker one too, right? It's a orange
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got Lumberjack Pops in the house. What's up, peeps? Cheers from the north. Lumberjack Pops. I've never seen your name before, but thank you so much for joining in, man. I really appreciate you stopping by, showing that support. Sweet Rogue. Nice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, Matt, your turn again.
So I dived into box number 7. I picked out a book for my Fantastic Four run that was there. Since I so this is a book I like. It's a story. It's nice and all that. It's quite a letdown from the last 2 books, but they can't all be on fire.
That's right.
Fantastic Four 360. This is just after what?
That's still a pretty hot book, I would have to say. I think that's still pretty. I think that's still pretty sick.
Well, it's just after they found out Alicia was a Skrull, an alien that Johnny was married to. They just returned to Earth. I don't know why Ben and Johnny were left on the island while they flew Alicia to Manhattan or whatever. But this symbiote creature, found a monkey there or whatever, or gorilla, sorry. And just a whole thing, Ben and Johnny were having a discussion. And it's just a very interesting bonding issue connecting, like, I still love her even though she's not real. Is that weird kind of thing? It's just a really cool book. So, and I love the cover on it.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool cover.
So it's one of my favorites. I'm no longer trying to complete a Fantastic Four run, but I still get the odd Fantastic Four book now, and all the new Fantastic Four books. That's what I'm currently getting. But really cool books, a really cool story. I liked it a lot. So
what is the story, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, like I said, it was they just found out. They just rescued Alicia after, and then after finding out that Johnny was married to who we thought was Alicia was actually the Skrull. L'Oreal, it starts with an L, and they get back to Earth, and it's just like because Ben still loved her, and he still loved her, even though that wasn't her, and there's the whole. When the symbiote took over one or both of them at one time, it was kind of like, oh, therapy. I get to punch this guy, I have an excuse.
Huh.
So
I wonder if my symbiotic friends know about that book being like their symbiote being in there, because I had no idea.
Well, supposedly, I think Eddie Mullet might be talking about Deadface or Dreadface.
Eddie's mullet got Dreadface.
So I mean, I didn't know. I mean, it looked like a symbiote to me, and so like I said, just that particular 10-issue arc before and after this issue was just really a fun little story to read,
Eddie's mullet. I know every time he comes in, I just gotta say it. I just love that name, Eddie's mullet. It's just so hilarious. That's the second symbiote in Marvel that they refuse to acknowledge. Okay. Why don't they acknowledge it? We got Super Jesse in the house. Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Guys, thank you so much for dropping in and checking us out, pulling random books out, showing off the collection, and enlightening the community. All right, Paul, your turn again, man.
All right, this issue is less than 2 months old, but it's a variant that Kevin, I think you'll probably recognize. So you'll recognize the cover.
That is a nice one.
This is the Joker #1. It's a Neil Adams variant. He's actually doing for the State of Comics store in Wisconsin. He's doing variants based on his old covers. So, like issue #2 has an homage to Detective 227, where Batman's looking over the castle, right? So that's issue #2. He's doing them so far. He's done 4 that they solicited, but this is also a pretty good book. It has probably arguably one of the hottest writers I think right now, James Tynion IV, who does Something Is Killing the Children and Batman and now the Joker, and the story's pretty good too. It basically has Commissioner Gordon has been hired by somebody, we don't know who, to kill the Joker. That's the first storyline.
It's a great book. I agree. It's one of my favorite reads right now.
Yeah. I haven't read that one, but that seems pretty interesting. I've seen that. I've seen the variant cover before. I kind of like how they make it look kind of vintage on the sides there. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the biggest fan of cover swipes, but I think that one deserves some recognition. I think that one's pretty cool.
I'm not either, but I give a pass to the guy who does his own cover swipe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm not a big on cover swipes either because it's like it's already been done. What are you going to improve it? You know?
Right. I mean, I get it if like the person is a fan of that and like, oh, I want to try my own spin on it. I get it, but like when you see like 1,000,000 ASM 300 cover swipes, like
exactly,
like
or how many Crisis on Infinite Earths number 7 do we need to see with somebody holding the body?
Right.
You know?
right. And I think that book. I mean, I think that cover has been cover swiped maybe twice. I know Mike Mayhew did a Batman Laughs version of it, which was pretty cool. But I think if I were to choose, I think I would pick the one that you just showed right now. I think that one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right,
I need to get that one.
Yeah. I haven't. How long ago did that come out?
It's only like 2 months old. They've only released 2 issues so far, and that's the variant for issue 1.
Okay, yeah, I think. Oh, hold on. Just picked up a few Neil Adams Batman covers. Nice. You can't go wrong with Neil Adams. I mean, he's
definitely my top 3.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely one of the best out there. All right, my turn yet again. I think I'm going to show the other book that I got from CGC today because, again, why not? It's right here. But here is yet another Frank Miller signed book. This is Dark Knight Returns, The Master Race #1. This is the Gabriel Delato variant or the Bulletproof Comics and Games variant. And this was the other book that I got in the mail today, signed by Frank Miller. Yet again, a really cool silver signature, just like I asked for. And I think it's yet again perfectly placed where it is.
Nice.
That is a sweet cover.
It really is. I can't get enough of Gabriel Delato's work. Every time he puts something out, I'm just absolutely in awe. Like my jaw is on the ground. I'm just like, man, like he just keeps doing it. Like how does he just keep coming out with all this heat? You know what I mean? But this is definitely one of my favorite parts about Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. An old Batman, a Batman out of his prime, doing what he has to take out the mutant leader, but also try to prove a point to himself. So he's going to win no matter what, even if he has to die trying. And I think that's a really that's one of the things about reading the story that really stood out to me. Like I know, like, a lot of superheroes don't give up. It's like, all right, I got to get up again and keep trying. But it's that one that's like, man, like he's really trying hard. And that famous line too, this isn't a mud hole, it's an operating table, and I'm the surgeon. That's the best. It's cheesy, but it's badass, and I love it.
Frank Miller, some of the best Batman, in my opinion. Some of the best writing.
Yeah. For me, I've always said too, like Frank Miller, to me, I absolutely love his writing and his storytelling. When it comes to artwork, I do like it. I do like his earlier stuff, but when it comes to like Dark Knight Returns, there's some panels that definitely do shine, but it's not good in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, there for forever. Like when I was in high school, it's like I know I hear so much about Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. I know I should try because this is one of the best Batman stories ever told. But I remember flipping through the pages and like I can't, like I can't read this book with this art looking like this. Like I can't do it. And then there was one time I watched the animated series. I was like, okay, I'm getting into the story. This story is really good. And I ended up picking up the raw copies, reading it. I was like, okay, like it's the art is definitely not there. Like I said, it has its moments, but the story is just, it's awesome. It is really awesome. And it was pretty important and key to Batman to kind of shy away from the long years of camp that I had.
Nice.
All right, Jason, your turn.
All right. So funny enough, is Paul just pulled up a book that Yeah, speaking of Batman. Speaking of Batman.
There it is.
That's funny you pulled that book up because I was about to show this one.
Nice.
So this is the original right here, and it's actually autographed by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams.
Nice.
And
Awesome.
so Denny O'Neil, I'm pretty sure Denny O'Neil just passed away here recently.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
So this is one of the books that my wife actually just got me for my birthday as well, and this is just, who doesn't love this cover right here? Even whenever it's redone, it's amazing.
It is my all-time favorite Neil Adams cover, Joker cover, Batman cover. It's just the best all the way around.
I agree. That's why it was in my box over here, ones to pull out, because this is one when I got for sure. I was like, yes, I'm thrilled to death I got it, and on top of it, it's signed, double signed. So this is one of my favorite slabs probably in my collection right here, just because it's that classic cover right there.
And it turned the Joker away from being this like joke of the '60s into like the real Joker,
The
that he
real
is
deal,
today.
exactly,
Right,
like a real villain.
That issue.
Yep,
It's very
Yeah,
true.
I like that Batman cover, or like Joker cover a lot. Of course, my favorite Joker cover is the book 1 of Batman and the Three Jokers, the one where he's holding the crowbar and all that. I mean, I like those covers a lot and all that. That's my favorite Batman story arc or whatever, is the Three Jokers. I mean, that might make me a little bit of an oddball, but it's a cool story, I thought. So
yeah.
Very cool.
So.
And like, so going back to a little bit about like, bringing, it was really Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams as a team that really kind of was trying to put Batman in the right direction, because before then, Batman almost got canceled. They DC almost pretty much straight up quit on Batman. Like, okay, he's not doing well. He's not selling. Let's get rid of it. But I think they did a tremendous job trying to make it a little bit darker, especially with Neil Adams' art. But the stories by Denny O'Neil are really creative as well.
Yeah. That was a good era of Batman right there.
Yeah. We have having that Denny O'Neil signature is huge too. It really is. And Adams and O'Neil brought the Joker back to prominence. He really did. Yep. All right, Matt, your turn.
All right, I got 2 signed books here. One is CBCS and one is CGC. So which do you want to see?
CGC. We just seen CBS, right? CBCS.
Okay.
CGC.
All right, so I bought this one a while ago. I think it was relatively within my first year there. But I think Stan Lee had just passed away, and I really wanted a Stan Lee signature book. So I found a average, well, at least I thought it was an average at the time. I didn't go for a huge ASM key, but I got Amazing Spider-Man number 43 and a 3.5.
Nice.
Right there. It was signed 10/18/18, and I think I looked it up. I think it was about a month before he died. So, yeah, his first full appearance of Mary Jane, Origin of the Rhino, Colonel Jameson, Matt Murdock, and Dr. Kirk Connor's cameo. So, like I said, I wanted Stan Lee's signature. I couldn't get it. I couldn't go to signing and have him actually sign any book in person. So I made sure I got at least one ASM comic book, because it was my favorite character at the time. I was collecting him, and I wanted a full run. I wanted an ASM book with Stan's signature on it. So I made sure to get one book with it. So I got this one here. So not as crisp as some of his other signatures. Of course, it's a month before he died. We all know he lost the love of his life at the time, and he was a month from passing away. So had to have the man's signature at least once in my collection. So it's been on the wall. It's been on the wall above Punisher here. So it's out of sight when you guys watch my videos. So, but one of my personal favorites, just because, like I said, Stan Lee created a character that I absolutely love and had to have his signature at the time. So
cool. I've had so many times and so many opportunities to meet Stan Lee, and I never did, because one, the signature was a bit pricey. Like, it would have been a good amount of my budget for the con, and the lines were just super long, and you would have to stay in the line almost all day. And so I mean, I don't regret it, actually. I have Stan Lee signatures in the collection, but like it would have been cool to seen him and get my picture with him. But I mean, with how much it was and the time it would take to go see him, just for, I think like when you see him for like 2 seconds, like you just go smile, take a picture, and okay, get out.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. That's actually part of the story. My first con I went to, I had my wife went with me, and while I was getting another book signed, she was waiting in line because the person I was waiting in line for one signature for was longer. So it's like going, hold my place in line while I go run around. It was like I said, this is the other comic I was going to see. First full appearance of Jenica, a second print, signed by Kevin Eastman. So CBCS 9.8. So she waited in line for me so I can go to another place or two and all that. So that's my very first signature that I got myself from a con. So it was very cool.
Very nice. All right, Paul, your turn again, man.
Okay, even though I'm a DC guy, I am trying to expand my Marvel Comics collection as well. And it's funny, I picked it up last week. They had just put it on the wall. I happened to be in the shop, and then Kevin, you actually did a video on this.
Oh, I did.
And how hot this comic is right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So this is Marvel Comics Presents 92, Weapon X. The first appearance of Weapon X. You made a lot of really good points in that video too. It was like this was nothing when they were doing the Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
this was in dollar bins.
It was, and I had so many opportunities to pick up that book, and I'm kicking myself for it now because like I do eventually want to read that storyline. You know what I mean? I think there's 13 issues to that storyline if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. But so it does take a little while to pick up, but that looks like a nice copy too.
Yeah, it's probably at least a 9.2, 9.4, if not higher. And the art, I mean, Barry Windsor Smith, he didn't do necessarily a lot of volume for art either, So the fact that he did this was something special too. So
yeah, so like I totally get with everything that's happening with the market with that book. I do think that book deserves recognition. You know what I mean? Like it is such an important story to an important character. You know what I mean? But I really don't really necessarily agree with the prices that this book is fetching at a CGC 9.8. You know what I mean? It's especially in such a fast amount of time as well. But I do think that this book should be a key. I'm glad it's finally recognized as a key, but I mean, over $1,000 for this book in a 9.8, almost all of a sudden it's nuts.
It's the MCU, the teasing coming to the MCU, right? That's the MCU makes a world of difference to people nowadays.
It really does.
The MCU and stimulus checks, like you said.
Yeah, stimulus checks, spec. Yeah. And new people coming into the hobby, you know what I mean? Yep. People, it's one of those things too. If new people are coming in the hobby, or if people are saying, "Hey, this book is cheap now, I might as well get it before maybe it does become spec." Once people start catching whiff, like, "Oh, this book sold at that day. It sold at that time. It sold with that amount of money." That's what keeps making the prices tick up and up and up and up, and that's why I think it got where it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at the New Mutants 98. It went from like $1,200 to $3,000 over like a couple week period,
and it's everything. I mean, I feel like almost a minor key now is close to reaching the 1,000 mark. I feel like if you even think about spending money on a key, I feel like everything is almost like $1,000 plus now.
Yeah,
and people spec on anything too. It's like, oh, was that MODOK's hand that I saw? Oh, yeah. MODOK.
It's true.
Oh, his first appearance of his finger.
Dogecoin millionaires. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Eddie's mullet. Are you serious? 1,000? I'm selling mine. Yeah, man. If you have yours and if you slab it, gets a 9.8. I forgot what I said in the video. I think the last sold price was $1,200. I can't remember already.
Wow. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is absolutely ridiculous. And so I know somebody who is a huge Wolverine collector. It's one of his favorite characters, and he has like a like half of a short box filled with those books. You know what I mean? And he's just like, yeah, like, okay, like I have a bunch of them. I only need one for myself. Let's just let him go. And he's they're selling like hotcakes, and he's doing really well for himself. Hey, good for him, man. Like if you can make money on it, whatever. I don't really care, but I just think it's just nuts. We got Remy Q Studios in the house. Just the keys you're looking for, Kevin. I know, right? Funny. All right, my turn here. And so, like, going a little bit to everything that's been said with the comic book market, I feel like this year too is just really like sort of like a catch-up year for me. Like it's almost like FOMO a little bit, actually. So that's one of the books that I've had in my hands a couple of times, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'm not ready for the story yet. I don't want to collect all 13 issues. I'm not ready to take on that task yet. And so here's another book that I've had in my hands a couple of times. I picked up 2 yesterday because I thought they were reasonably priced, and my comic book shop also gives me a really good deal. So here is Moon Knight #1.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So we have one that's really low grade. This is the really low grade one. And we also have a mid-grade one. So I initially bought the low-grade one yesterday, and I read it overnight, and I was like, yeah, this book is really good. It deserves the upgrade. And I can always sell this one later if I really want to. But the cover is beautiful. I really love the purple background. I really love how he's positioned with the whole perspective, with one fist up close and the other fist in the back. And I really love how the purple background plays with the Moon Knight logo with the yellow text. I think it looks gorgeous, actually. So here's like another character. I don't know about you gentlemen, but like I'm always afraid to try new characters because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And like, okay, if I'm spending all this money on books, like, what if I don't like it? It's been a waste. And the last time I did it was with Swamp Thing. Okay, I've always had an interest with Swamp Thing. 3 years ago, I gave it a try. Swamp Thing ended up becoming one of my favorite things to read all time. It was one of my favorite comic books, especially the Alan Moore run. And so here I am. I'm diving in for Moon Knight. I know it's a bit late with everything that's going on. Moon Knight is super hot right now, but it was a good read for sure.
Yeah, Moon Knight's a cool character.
Yeah. I have my friend Mark Spector Comics on YouTube who gave me a couple of Moon Knight books to read too a couple of months ago. Those were really good. This is when he was like wearing sort of like a suit, I think, and he didn't have the hood. He had just like a mask on. But yeah, pretty good read for sure. I should have given it a try sooner, but I guess that's how it goes. Perfect timing for everything else. All right, Jason, your turn. This will probably maybe be our last round.
All right. So what do you guys want to see? Marvel, DC, indies?
I don't think we have seen an indie book yet.
Okay.
Why not?
We'll do this one then. This is one of the first big purchases me and my wife made, actually.
Ooh.
So this is a book that the show's all right, but I never read the comic, but she's a huge fan of The Walking Dead. So this is I don't know why I'm hiding it, like I'm doing a mystery box. God,
What is it?
We could have guessed the grade.
What grade is it? Yeah, so this is Walking Dead #1.
Wow, that's nice.
Wow.
And yeah, there was I was gonna get a 9.6, but the price difference, I can't afford all the best books, but this is still like $1,000 book. And yeah, Walking Dead, the show's really good. I think I might have gotten like 5 or 6 seasons into it before I gave up, but whatever. The first 5 or 6 seasons are pretty good. But now my wife's collecting the colored ones, right? What are they? The Walking Dead Deluxe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our very first big purchase when we first decided to really get back into comics again. And I'm like, well, what do you like? She's like, well, I love The Walking Dead. And I was like, well, let's buy you The Walking Dead #1. So now she's got like #1. She's got like the first like 50 issues, and then she's missing a few, and then she's got a nice little run together.
That was a really big book right there. That was a really huge book. So here is my #1 comic book regret. that book coming out on shelves and not picking it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Agreed.
right.
Yeah.
It's like the Something is Killing the Children of before. But I think a lot more people are picking up Something is Killing the Children than they were picking up The Walking Dead.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really big, nice grade, 9.4 for that book. What year did that come out again?
I want to say, let's see, it says right here. It was 2003.
Yeah. So. I was 13 years old then. Very cool.
You have one of those and an Invincible #1. You never have to work again.
Apparently, right now, right?
Yeah.
Also, a really cool show. I'll never forget the first season of that coming out, and then of course when the show started coming out, the books went up in price. I was like, yeah, I should have picked that. I should have known at 13 years old that I should have picked that book up off of the shelf. I remember because there used to be a Newberry Comics right down the road from here, and I would ride my bike there and check out the books. But a really great show. So when I dropped off of The Walking Dead was right after they captured Negan. I thought, the governor was a really horrific villain. Negan, in my opinion, was supposed to be worse. And I don't know. It was sort of like a letdown. So like when they caught Negan, it got really, really boring for me. And I just thought like he was supposed to be a really big bad baddie, and I thought the governor was worse.
The governor was definitely more of a douchey person, hands down. Like more backstabbing than Negan.
He was more plotting too. He was like much more
absolutely. Yes, the fact that he had his little girl chained up in the room. And that's pretty morbid on top of it.
For sure. Good show, though. All right, Matt, your last round.
Well, I had a different way what I was going to do. So I'm just going to throw up, before I show the book, I'm going to just throw up a splash page real quick. So.
An amazing fantasy 15 page.
Wow.
11. So yeah, that's my splash page. Hope you guys enjoyed that little view. I had to own a single page. I had to own a piece of it. I couldn't afford the whole thing. But anyway, I had to have one. I wanted one Golden Age book. I mean, the only problem with Amazing Spider-Man is he starts the Silver Age. He doesn't go into the Golden Age. I wanted one Golden Age book. And so I thought, what do I get out of the Golden Age? I thought, well, Superman was my childhood favorite superhero, just like Spider-Man is my adult. So I thought, let me get an Action Comics book. So I looked up for a decent one, bought it raw and submitted it. It's Action Comics number 124, 1.8. So my only Golden Age comic book in Action Comics. So Superman either flies the issue directly before this one or directly after this one, but this right there on the verge of him flying. So cool. Really cool artwork and all that. So yeah,
I like that yellow background too.
Yeah.
Published in 1948. So
wow,
really nice. So.
I remember a couple of months ago, someone was selling 2 pages from Detective Comics number 27, and they were going for about $1,000 or best offer, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I paid $340 something, $50 something for this page.
That's actually, I don't think that's actually terrible. Is Spider-Man on the back of it?
No, it's the story right before Spider-Man's. It's a mummy story.
Okay.
Story. Yeah. So, but what I found out when I did the math and all that, the price I paid for this, if I paid the same price for each page of the book plus the front and back covers, I would have paid. It would have been worth a 0.5 of a complete AF-15. So I just found that funny. It broke down to that. Of course, that was at the time. Who knows if it would work? Math would work now. Right. So, but I had to own at least a page of Amazing Fantasy 15, just so until the day, 20 years in the future, when I'm refinancing the house for that extra $10,000 to get it. So
Very cool.
That'll be my birthday present in the future. Honey, can we refinance the house?
Yeah. And what those are the key words: refinance the house, and she knows that's like code. Like, okay, let's get the Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, your last turn.
Okay. This one is kind of just a kind of an oddity. This is Batman Damned #1. If the obviously the story behind this obviously is, well, one, this is the first Black Label book from DC. The second thing obviously is, for those who don't know, I'm sure most of you probably do, but this is one of the first printings, so it does have the unshaded Batman. The thing that I think is funny is I don't know.
The first appearance of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny you say that, because I don't know if you guys have ever use any like comic inventory programs or whatever, but I use Comics Price Guide, and it's funny, like the notes for this issue says first appearance of the Bat Member.
The Bat Member.
Yeah,
oh boy. I like Bruce Wayne better.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing too is this came out right after AT&T finalized their purchase of Warner's, and so the first thing they had to deal with was
bad service.
Well, you're a little pixelated right now, but
so the first thing that the AT&T lawyers had to deal with was a naked Batman, which didn't really. Some people say this is the issue that kind of has caused some of the downward spiral that many people think DC is in right now. But
I can't hear anyone.
Oh,
we hear you.
We hear you, man.
We hear you.
Well, pretty funny. I remember that book coming out, and like I read the story, and I was like, okay, this is okay.
Well, I can hear you guys off and on, so I guess you have to just ignore me for right now, because.
Sorry, man. Don't worry about it. I remember reading the story and be like, yeah, I think that's okay. Like, the one of the things that
over here and just you. So bad internet right now. Sorry.
That's all right, man. So I remember like reading the story and being like, like I don't know if like this is if I'm worth. He cut out. That's all right. We're about to close up anyways. So I remember like reading it and be like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to continue on with this. And then I saw the book started going up in price, right? And Matt's back. And I remember seeing the books going up in price, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just throw it up on eBay for bid. I'll put it for cover price as much as I paid for it. Let's see what happens, right? And I think I ended up fetching like $90. I was like, man, that's absolutely crazy. That's nuts. And then like I remember people being like, you should have saved that because that book is going to be worth millions someday. I'm like, why? Because of the Wang? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't think it's going to be that crazy. I'd rather take the $90 now and put it toward a key that I want.
Yeah, it was hot when it first came out for like a month and a half, and then it kind of really settled back to, it's like $45-$50 or whatever now, I think, probably.
Yeah, I just bought the whole set at Comic Book Shop recently for like $75. So
yeah.
I mean, the artwork is amazing in it.
Yeah,
I think it'll be worth more because of being the first Black Label than the Batwing.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I sold mine when it was coming down for around 75, or I bought two, sold one. So I hit it before it crashed back down. So, but just barely. So
Eddie's mullet, Spider Dong came out first in rain. It's true.
It's true. Yeah. Yep.
People were pissed about that happening, though.
Nice.
Pretty sure it's a web shooter. Good one. All right, guys. So we are reaching the hour, and I think that's what we're gonna wrap it up here. So I want to say thank you guys so much for coming on the show. You guys are more than welcome to come back at any time. And to the people who are watching, thank you guys so much for spending your Saturdays watching today's What's That Comic Book. Again, if you're new here to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click on that bell notification so you can get notified when another What's That Comic Book comes on, or just when I upload regular content. And don't forget to check out these guys in the video description down below. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and on YouTube as well. Why don't you guys also I don't know what's going on with Matt. He's pinwheeling. Maybe he's losing service. But Jason, if you want to take a few seconds to talk about your channel and what you got going on.
I just recently hit my 500 subscriber mark, so I'm going to be giving away the Something Is Killing the Children #1 comic book foil edition 9.8. And you just got to go to my 500 subscriber giveaway channel and leave the hashtag Slotitup people in the comments to enter, and you can be a subscriber. And then here in the next week, I'll pick a random comment and give that away. So
cool.
That's yeah.
All right.
And I don't have a channel just yet. I'm hoping to get one.
Waiting.
Exactly. But you can follow me on Instagram. So.
All right, cool. And Matt, what do you got going on your channel? I think he's frozen again. He's having trouble.
Hold on.
You know that maybe it's a staring contest.
Yeah.
He's deep in thought right now. He's trying to figure out what he's got coming up.
It's all right. All right. So, guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you again so much for watching. Make sure you guys click on that subscribe button, smash that like button, and let me know in the comment section down below some feedback. I'm Kevin Vidini for Superpower Review, and I'll see you guys next time.